Hello, I just want to make this video showing my Global War 1914 setup in the prequel era for people that were interested in getting the game from historical board gaming or kind of want to see what it looked like. But just wanted to make a video of my current setup. Starting off over here, we got the Mexican mini map with the Mexican Civil War. A lot of these 3D printed units on the entire board I got from historicalboardgaming.com, and they have some really nice sculpts for all different nations, not just major nations, which is really cool. Like you can see, this Mexican cavalry looks really good. But the Mexican Civil War is really fun. I will say it's a very fun aspect of the game. Moving on over here, we got the First and Second Balkan War. Got Greek units, Ottoman units, Serbian units, Bulgarian units, and Romanian units currently on this mini map. I tried to really get very detailed with this game and get like accurate naval ships for each nation, 3D printed ones, as much as I can. I will say I did get some 3D printed pieces from combatminiatures.com. They have really nice infantry sculpts, and the resin's very strong. So here's an example of like an Ottoman unit I got from them, 3D printed. The resin's very strong. I got, actually, for all major nations, I got the basic infantry from combatminiatures.com, just because you know how easy infantry break. Moving over here, got Canada. Got a bunch of my Canadian units and a Canadian base set from historicalboardgaming.com. And I actually painted them red. They come like a light white green almost. I just wanted to paint them red. I use like an Italian red. And I will say most of my paint, if not all my paint, I use Tamiya paint. You can get those like Hobby Lobby, hobby stores. It is quite more expensive, but the quality is a lot better and it dries very quick. So if you have questions about that, let me know what paint colors. I can give you my paint colors for each nation. I have a list. One other cool thing I wanted to do is I went to shapeways.com and I bought capitals. So even minor capitals, landmarks, stuff like that, I got them at shapeways.com. So you can see like the Canadian Parliament building, the Chicago Pier, Sears building, you know, all these, the Capitol buildings, the White House, Statue of Liberty. So cool stuff like that. And even got the Capitol buildings for, you know, South America. I got a couple of these because the Statue of Christ, there's actually quite a bit of them around the world. So I picked like nations with the top 5 largest and just placed them there. Venezuela has a large one, Spain has a large one, and Portugal has a large one. I think Brazil has a couple of them. But moving on, here's Argentina, and that's an Argentina Capitol building. These terrains right here from Historical Board Gaming are really nice. They're cool to paint too. I actually hand brushed those. Took a while. So here's the Americas. Move on to Africa. So Africa looks really nice. One thing I did is I didn't want to use like basic Western Front infantry around the globe, right? So I wanted to get colonial infantry, but colonial infantry is specific to that region, and that's what I tried to do. Like for example, in Africa, I bought a lot of the Ascari from Historical Board Gaming and use those as like colonial infantry, right? So you can see here's a good example of 3 of them together, different nations. Even the minor nations have like colonial sculpts that I have, not just the same basic sculpt. Another good sculpt I have is these as colonial infantry I got from Combat Miniatures. They're actually technically like Gurkhas, but they look really colonial to me. And I got really nice Arabic looking militia as well for Arabic nations. We got the Lighthouse of Alexandria, the pyramid, and I got a few Roman Colosseums, and you're like, oh, why? Because there's actually quite a few remaining large Roman Colosseums that are remnant around the world. There's actually a very large one in Tunisia and southern Europe, so southern Italy, I mean. So I had some extra ones. I'm like, hey, why not place them and just paint them? They're very easy to paint. Here's Portugal and Spain. I got these Portuguese units from Historical Board Gaming. You can see their capital right there. Looks cool. And then the Spanish capital as well. These are all accurate buildings to where they are from what I understand, from what I got from Shapeway. Spain only starts out with a destroyer and a cruiser. All right, moving on to France. Oh, one thing, I can't buy the big board because I just don't have enough room. So I use these. They're very helpful. So if you see these, that means it's just a naval or on that location. You can see the Dutch infantry and the Belgian infantry. Here's Denmark, Norway, Sweden, with their real parliament building right there. Finland. We'll move over to the Reichstag right there. Paint that guy. Austria. Here's the German 3D printed units I got from ComicMinsters.com. They look really nice too. And then the Austrian ones. The French ones look really good too. And like I said, the resin's very strong, Italians. I don't think I showed the Americans. I'll just pull them up over here. And the last over here, the British. Look really nice. Obviously, this region right here is on the mini map, but has some kind of Greek architecture from remnant Greek empires and whatnot, just to kind of give it a little more aesthetics. Here's the large mosque in Istanbul, capital building in Romania. Here's the Middle East. You know, even with the Ottomans for like militia, I tried to use Arabic units just to add more realism to my gameplay. Moving on over to Russia. Capital buildings in Finland, Poland, St. Petersburg, Smolensk, Moscow, and Kiev, and Stalingrad. They look really nice, these units I got. Here the cavalry. And I try to get cavalry for each nation too. Those are available at historicalboardgaming.com. These are elite units right here. The Cossacks. Moving over to Persia, India. Try to use Indian troops. So got Indian infantry, Indian cavalry, some capital buildings over here, and some landmarks. Here's China. All the warlord era in China going on, happening. Really like the Dutch in this game. They got I added some cool colonial infantry for them. Australia. You can see I got a couple painted capitals over there, and they have the Sydney bridge. Germans and the Pacific. America over here. And Japan. Japanese island over here. Looks pretty good. Some little landmarks. Korea. And Vladivostok over here. And a lot of the capital buildings I hand painted. You kind of have to. You want to have that realism to them. And the same with these terrain. Yeah, this is my current set for Global War 1914. Just wanted to share it with everybody that plays this game. Alright, thanks for watching my video.